Like, to be completely honest, it just makes absolutely no sense. Like, whenever I was having my Thanksgiving dinner, I guess it was Thanksgiving lunch, but the family, or my friend that invited me over, they had one of their family members was there, and like this, I guess let's say it was, what would it have been, like his cousin or something, but or her boyfriend, he was telling me that he was like getting disability, and he seemed fully functional. I mean, he could move, he could walk, he could talk, and he's like 40 years old, and apparently he's never worked a day in his life and just lives on disability. And I'm just like, but how?
I mean, he could have worked at a company, injure himself, and then make enough money.
No, he literally said to me he'd never worked a day in his life.
Hit by a bus while walking?
Nah, I mean, dude, he's perfectly fine. I really don't know. I'm not quite sure how he swindled that one, but yeah.
I mean, maybe his parents get disability, so he get the money and they passed away, and he don't. I don't know.
I don't think it works like that. Social Security, I want to say you might, but
I mean, you know, a lot of people lie when they meet you and like, yeah, I do this, and then I don't know.
The fucked up part is, I mean, you can get it for stupid shit, but then whenever you actually have something wrong with you, they won't give it to you.
I don't think the government loved me at all. I had a broken back. I applied for food stamps and unemployment. They said no.
Yep, and they even said no for Social Security. I even helped them try to fill it out, and they still wouldn't do it. They were like, it's because it had to last over a year, wasn't it? Or a year and a half or something.
It would
like
have
that.
to be over a year, and my doctor said within like 9 months I'll be okay. Well, not okay, but I'll be back able to like move and stuff. And I'm like, what? I know people who like got disability and they was only injured for a month. I literally had major surgery, couldn't walk, had to relearn how to walk. Which is, when you get older, it's a lot easier because you kind of get the concept. But it's harder because then it's more ruder because everybody looking at you like, oh, you could do this. I'm like, man, be quiet. I know I could do it. I'm just...
Don't want to.
Well, it's not that I don't want to. It's like, come on, I know you could do it. I'm like, I know I could do it. It's just, I just can't do it. So stop putting pressure. And that's when I get get annoyed. That's why I did my best walking by myself. You know, people are like, why did you do that by yourself? First off, I know what I could do. Second off, if you're around me, you don't let me do everything I could do. Third off, you want me to do it anyway. Like when I used to have to take shits, and then at first I wasn't able to when I used to wear my turtle shell, I wasn't able to wipe my ass, so I had to get helpers.
Yeah.
But, of course, when I was able to get up without the turtle shell, I was able to wipe my ass. Everybody was like, oh, don't do that. But then secretly, I know they were like, yes.
I mean, would you want to wipe somebody's ass?
I wipe my kid ass.
Yeah, but a grown man or a grown woman?
If I love them, yes.
You're better off than me.
I mean, it just depends. Like, if you broke your back like I did, then I was like, yeah, I'll help you out. Now, if you just like a grown-ass motherfucker and just laying in the bed, I would drop kick the fuck out you and fucking kick you out of my house. Like, if you was a grown-ass woman and you was laying on my bed, you just took a shit, and nothing's wrong with you, and you just say, hey, I can't, I need you to help wipe my ass. Get the fuck off my bed. Here go my sheets. You have that shit and get the hell away from me. But like you had like back surgery or, cause it's bad enough if like, let's say you was like a fully functional adult and that's, you know, you had surgery, like some type of accident, and now you can't fucking wipe your ass or do the basic things. Pretty sure that would drive you more crazy. Like it would drive the other person crazy, but you in your mind when what you know you used to could do, and then now you don't know that you could do it again. I know it would drive you crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was hard for you not being able to do half the stuff.
Oh, it was more than hard. Plus, nowadays with the drugs they was giving, shit, I was been a zombie.
Yeah, true that. You were only good for like a 15-minute conversation, and then that was about it.
Oh yeah, I remember half the time. I was like, "Hey, what happened to Matt?" And they were like, "Oh, you fell asleep." I'm like, why? And then he was like, then I was like, "Oh, then it would be like, if you don't come at a certain time, and I'll be in too much pain and I ain't feel like dealing with people. So it just be a catch-22.
Yeah.
But it could have been worse. I could have been stuck in a prison for 28 years due to my parents.
Yeah, that would definitely be hard. It really would. I mean, I can just only imagine.
Well, pretty since just the story, I don't think people know what happened.
So, in Stockholm, Sweden, a mother apparently locked her son in the apartment for 28 years from the time that he was 13 years old, which would make him 41 years old now. And, I mean, they wouldn't release the details of the condition or exactly how they found him or anything of that nature. But they did say, I mean, he is in the hospital and he is being evaluated and everything like that. But he was found by a relative of his that went over there and found him, you know, locked up in his thing or in his room or a room.
I mean, the crazy part, she didn't even like find him, and she just said, "Oh, it smelled like death over here," and like, I don't know, it was hard to the way she explained it. It didn't make sense. Like, literally, she called the cops because she was smelled something weird, and then the cops found the kid, or a grown ass man now.
Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know. I guess, I mean, whenever they release the whole details, I'd be really interested because I want to know if she was, like, drugging him because, I mean, unless he was, like, super malnourished, like, I don't understand how he couldn't get out.
I mean, unless it was, like, they actually put bars on his door and stuff.
Yeah, and had, like, steel doors.
My only question is, like, let's say, like, as a family, whenever, like, she used to come by, what the fuck do they lose to tell the family? Like, hey, what happened to, your son? Oh, he's away in school or some shit. Like, that works for like a couple of years, but 28 years?
I mean, maybe there's not a very close family at all, apparently.
I mean, but how, then my next question is, how was that lady able to come to the house to drop off something?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of it myself here. I really don't know. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, not even just that, but like, how did the school system get by?
I mean, it could be homeschool. I could kind of see the homeschool part.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole question is, that kid gonna be fucked for the rest of his life. Cause like, if now he's 41, he never been outside. I won't say he never been outside for 28 years. He probably gonna have Stockholm syndrome, where he don't want to leave.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to have a lot of issues. Let's be real. I mean, a lot. Because, I mean, I could just imagine what he went through. And just imagine all the shit. Like, I mean, especially if you never let him watch TV or anything like that.
He never know about porn. None of that shit. Because you got to think about it. If he was locked in there for 28 years and he never went through puberty properly.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a lot of things. That's what I'm saying. It's just numerous possibilities. I mean, like I said, I mean, he might not have any idea what's going on in the world. I mean, he could not even know about coronavirus.
I mean, this been the worst time to come outside of.
I mean, can you imagine? It's not even just that, but his immune system. I mean, you know, especially from being locked away that long. I mean, he probably wouldn't have been exposed to a lot of newer viruses. So, I mean, his body might not be able to take it completely. They're probably going to have to like slowly introduce him to that kind of stuff.
I mean, my only question is like the neighbors, the landlord. That's a whole bunch of stuff that happened within 28 years and nobody noticed anything or like question anything.
Did it say the kid had any sort of like mental disability? I mean, I know they wouldn't really release much.
They didn't release nothing to me at all. Cause I'm like, that's the only way it would make sense if the kid was like mentally disabled.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I mean, but still, even then, I mean, you know, a lot of people with disabilities have like tantrums and stuff like that. So, I mean, for like, sorry, I'm going towards like what you were just asking. Like, you know, how did the neighbors or nobody not notice? Because it did say it was an apartment. I mean, you know, even then, you know, I mean, I tap my feet and tap the wall, and I'm sure I'd end up pissing people off.
I mean, my whole thing in an apartment, Unless she soundproofed that room to the very max that she could soundproof a room, and even then, the room can't support that much weight being soundproof. How did the neighbors never notice? Like a kid, like you gotta think about it. You could tell when I lived in an apartment before, so I could tell when somebody somebody went to their room when I'm in my room. So how can you not for like that long notice that somebody just stayed in that same room, going back and forth?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I really want to know the complete details, to be completely honest.
Unless like they was on the first floor, and then that's maybe something. But then, like, if he was in a prison, like, did he have his own bathroom? Like, how did that bathroom situation work, too? Like, did she give him a bucket and he just peed and shit in there for all his life?
I mean, he could have. There's no telling. You're just a very popular guy today, aren't you?
I know. Everybody want to call me for no reason.
Hey, I just want to see how you're doing. Or try and show you some love.
No, the person that's called me just now was the guy who was the dog owner.
Oh. Probably trying to make sure you're taking care of his dog.
Yeah. He left at the job. He'd be out. But, just going back to the story, I mean, for 28 years, you literally like went missing. Nobody know you. Everybody probably thought you was dead.
That's a good question. Yeah, but even then, I mean, you know, majority, even your family, even if you didn't have that great of a family, or I mean, even at 13 years old, I mean, that's just homeschooled his entire life.
I mean, but what did they do? Fake a funeral or something? Cause
well, that's what I was about to say. But even then, I mean, the kids at school would have been like, "Why can't I go to the funeral?" Or I mean, something. I don't know. I really want to know this full story. These cops need to let it all out there.
I mean, they ain't got to release the name, but I want to know the full story. I want to understand what the mom was going through because she got mental issues like hell. I could see like something happened to his dad and he died, so now she didn't want to lose him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could be the case. I mean, mom had some sort of mental issue too.
I mean, well, yeah, but even then, still a lot of, 28 years.
I mean, I'm trying to remember. I want to say it was within the past couple of years. So there was this house, and it was like, it wasn't in a big town. I want to say it was somewhere in Europe or the UK. But like there was this house, right? And it was basically like a self-sustaining farm.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't basically, it was a self-sustaining farm, but the guy had built a tree line the whole way around the property, and nobody ever really realized what was back there. But apparently, like, this guy had, kept, like, kids and people and everything else back there. Like, I mean, they were alive, yeah. But, like, his daughters and everything, and like they were never allowed to go anywhere, and I want to say it was either that or he'd kidnapped kids, and then like
what?
Yeah, it was like one or the other. It was either his own kids or that, but then like somehow they managed to, they found the house, so they had went and did a check, and that's whenever they like found it and like they arrested the guy, and all the kids and adults and stuff that lived there ended up, actually being able to get out. I'll have to find the story.
Hold on, so adults got captured too?
I mean, I'm saying like now that when it happened, they would have been probably adults by then.
Oh.
But like, I want to say they said like it was something about like basically like a doomsday thing, like is what the guy was trying to claim is why he did it. It was like the world was going to end, so that was his own little thing.
I mean, that's still weird.
Oh yeah, it was weird.
I mean, this pretty much parents sound like they just made a cult for their own kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We live in a crazy, crazy world. I mean, people do stupid shit. I mean, like, just like that one story we talked about where the girl on the trampoline. Like, really? Are you kidding me? Like, parents, come on. It's just like, I'm sorry. There isn't any way I'm ever going to leave my child in a car that isn't running with the AC on in the middle of summer.
I mean,
even then, I still wouldn't really do that.
I just think it's stupid that nowadays for them to make excuses for